Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back to another CWK Live. Of course, every Monday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your host, Dan Zare. Thrilled to be talking Star Wars with each and every one of you. Pardon me while I adjust this microphone. Looks like I need to get the old screwdriver out and get this thing going. Well, it's great to see all of you. I look at who is here. Oh, wow. We've got some great folks here with us. We've got, of course, Mary Purdue. Happy Monday to you, Mary, and all of you. Mita, this is the way. It's CWK Day. Hello. And look who is here. He is the birthday boy, Blake Weaver. It's Blake's birthday today. Happy birthday, Blake. Thanks for joining us on your birthday. That's quite an honor. We're happy to chat with you. And look who else is here. I should be clapping for all of you. Mason is back. Mason Z is back on the show. Hello, Mason. And we've got Jamie as well. You know what? I'm just going to start doing that. Yeah, so there's Jamie. Thank you so much for being here, Jamie. Let's say hi again to Mary. Good job, Mary. Thanks for being here. And, of course, Mita, you get some applause as well. There you go. I need to get more sound effects, I think, but that's good. It's good to see all of you here tonight. It's going to be a fun show, as always. We're going to look at your top 5 moments from LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacation. We've got the return of Star Wars trivia, your comments and questions, and I'm going to do a surprise unboxing. Blake says 33 today. I'm creeping towards 40. That doesn't really deserve a rim shot, but I mean, come on. 33, that's great. You're just a youngster, man. I love it. That's great. That's great. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what is brewing in the world of Star Wars this week.
And now, let's see what's brewing in the Star Wars universe this week.
So, Blake, what, besides celebrating with us, which again is quite an honor, how are you going to celebrate your birthday, my friend? While you're thinking about that, last week, Mita is 4 years shy of 40. Well, how about that? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. My birthday is actually coming up at the end of September. We'll talk about that a lot more as we get closer to that. But last week, you joined me on CWK Live. Some of you did. And it was live from Wrigley Field. And it was only about 5 or 6 minutes. So thank you to all of you who actually did join us. Mason and I had fun. We were there with Ross Hollabin and LJ Souter and his family. Had a terrific time. But it was Star Wars night. Now, besides the bobblehead, which I show pictures of that on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great bobblehead. It's the Mandalorian. In the corner, he's got a bat, a baseball bat, which is pretty cool. And then there's the box itself. It's a nice little collectible. You had to pay a little bit extra for it, but it was great. Great fun. Now, this is not what I'm going to unbox. But besides this, and a couple of musical things, musical interludes, there wasn't a ton of Star Wars stuff there. That being said, the Cubs won. We had a great time, had a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to unbox a couple of action figures. If you listened to CWK Pour Over this week for part 1 last week or part 2 this week, then you know that Tom was not able to join us. We talked about collecting. That's actually a picture from my studio, as a lot of you know. And we talked about our philosophies of collecting, what we collect, will we ever stop collecting, when do we open things, how do we display them. It was great fun. So if you are a member of the CWK Alliance, at the All-Star level, you got to see the video. Or if you're a member of the Alliance, you get to listen to the podcast itself. CWK Pro. We had a lot of fun doing that. Blake says, that's one of the awesome items in your collection. You know, very few people will have it, so it's a must-have. Exactly. I really like that. I really like it. Plus, it's got the Cubs on it, which is cool. So I'm actually going to shift over to the normal feed. There we go. I'm going to unbox the Grand Inquisitor Retro Style. Now, as we talked about before, the Retro Style figures are made to look like they did from 78 to 83. Now, this is the Grand Inquisitor from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Of course, I got an extra one to hang on the wall, but I am running out of space. So as I talked about on Pour Over this week, I have come to a place where if I do get a figure, I'm going to be even more selective than I have been, which is actually quite a bit more than I ever have in my life. I'm going to open them. We're going to open this guy right now. Here we go. Oh, it's painful a little because I'm not used to doing this, but we're going to do it. There we go. Cleaning off the corner. It's really hard to do with this camera, but... Oh, that poor card. It's all right. We got to let these babies free. So here's what he looks like. Take him out of the box here. Okay, getting close. There's the paper that's always in these. It's like some warnings and stuff like that. Let's take him out. First, let's get the lightsaber out. It's very similar to Reva, the Revas that I showed you a couple of weeks ago. So that's cool. And then we've got the Grand Inquisitor himself. So what I like about this one right away is he's got the cool vinyl cape. So look at that up close. He looks really great. It hurt to hear that card rip. I know. So there's the back of him. He's kind of got that Stormtrooper backing to him. But he's a nice figure. I really like him a lot. And the 5 points of articulation, which is my favorite because that's what it was like when I was a kid. But there he is in all of his glory. Again with the vinyl cape. I really need to get another camera so I can do these a little more justice for you. But hey, just the fact that we're unboxing something shows personal growth, right? Howdy, friends. Great action figure, Dan. Well, hey, Anthony. What's up, man? Good to see you. So there's the Inquisitor. Let's see what he looks like with his lightsaber in his hand. There we go. Maybe. You know what? Oh, that one's a little... His hand is all closed off. This one's more open. There you go. There is your Grand Inquisitor from Obi-Wan Kenobi, retro style. Sorry, the face is actually a really good sculpt. Sorry, it's so blurry. But there you go. There's him. You stay there, sir. Now, a couple of new surprises. I just got these in the mail over the weekend. So first, I debated which one to go first, but we're going to go with this guy first. Obi-Wan Kenobi Retro Edition. I love this one. It comes with a blaster like he uses. It's called Obi-Wan Kenobi Wandering Jedi. He comes with a blaster, and he comes with his lightsaber, but this is one he puts in his hand. It's not a telescoping one like from 1978. But he's got a fun sculpt. It looks like the cape is not vinyl, but cloth itself. So let's open it up and check it out. Again, Mary, we're going to open this card, so close your ears. It's going to be painful again. Nah, this is good. It's actually kind of liberating to open them like this. I don't know if you're doing the audio of this later in the week. I'm not sure if this makes for good audio podcasting. But here we go, taking them out of the box. There's the card itself. Bye-bye card. Man, if you would have told me a year ago I would be doing this, I never would have believed you. So here he is. Let's take him out. Let's take the blaster out. I think cardboard ripping is satisfying. Yeah, it kind of is. So there's the blaster. Okay. There is the lightsaber popping out of here. Kind of fun. It's just like the Luke Skywalker one they had for Return of the Jedi, but of course a different color. There's his blue one. And there's our guy, Obi-Wan. This is a cool figure, isn't it? So there he is. The hood goes over his head. If you want him to look like that, let's see. Oh yeah, it really opens up a lot better. So you've got that look, which of course we can adjust quite a bit. I'll take it off so you can see him. Let me get his head straight. There we go. He's got his wandering Jedi robe is how they're describing him, but it's great. It's a great figure. I like the detail. Does it look like one from back in the day? I guess so. It's a little more detailed, I think, in his face than some of the others. Well, no, actually, it's not. Looking at my other figures, it does kind of look like they might. I think some of the retro ones look more retro-y than others. This one, you can tell, has a bit of a new, kind of a gloss to it, for lack of a better word. But it's really cool, and I love this cape. Obi-Wan Kenobi's never come in that kind of a cape. Of course, this is the younger Obi-Wan. Let's see how he looks with his lightsaber. You can tell by the hands, here, you can tell one is clearly made for the blaster, one is clearly made for the lightsaber itself. Okay. I'm sure if my wife is watching now, she's laughing at my face while I'm concentrating. And I don't blame her. There we go. Boom. Obi-Wan with the lightsaber. That's cool. Let's put the blaster in there too. Sometimes these newer ones, the blasters are hard to put in there. Let's see. Come on, baby. There we go. Obi-Wan. Who knew there would ever be an Obi-Wan Kenobi action figure with a blaster? Pretty wild. There he is. There's our guy. Okay, but you thought... So here's a little bit of a scale comparison. Obi-Wan against the Grand Inquisitor. Now, they never shared any screen time together, but that's kind of how they look together. Cool. Now, there's one more figure we're going to open. Blake says, Dan, on the inside opening these boxes, I imagine, is like Obi-Wan when he fell through the Force Alderaan being destroyed. Exactly. So uncivilized this blaster is. All right, are you ready for this? This is the one I'm the most excited about. Darth Vader Retro. To me, this looks the most retro of the two. Between Obi-Wan and Vader, this one looks like it. So it's almost got almost a McQuarrie-ish shape helmet. It's got a red visor for his goggles. And it has a cloth cape. The retro Vader always had a vinyl cape. And then he's got a lightsaber like Obi-Wan has. Not the telescoping one like the old school one. I mean, look at this thing. It's gorgeous. Let's check it out. We're going to put it up. Here's a little bit more of a close-up before he is liberated from his package. Anthony says that Vader figure is incredible. It really is. Super nice. Anthony, you do need one for your office. All right, here we go. Here we go. Mason's probably like, whoa, I can't believe Dad's doing this. All right, there you go, Minta. There's the opening of the cardboard. Okay, there's the back. Pop him out there. Here is our guy. Here's our Sith Lord himself. Let's take out the lightsaber like I did before. It's identical to the Obi-Wan's, of course, but red. And then, here he is. Oh, he is so cool. Wow. I haven't even looked at him. I'm just looking at him from the back, and he is so cool. Like, that cape is really kind of sheer, but it's really quite powerful and menacing. And then the bottom of the figure itself, it's got kind of like the pre-pants thing in there, like they do with Obi-Wan Kenobi, the older Obi-Wan Kenobi. But boy, this really feels retro. They have outdone themselves with this figure. This is probably the nicest retro figure I think I've seen of the new sculpts. It's terrific. Boy, is it terrific. Yes, you all need one of these. This is not a sponsored segment or anything like that, but boy, it is a terrific, terrific figure. Let's see what he looks like with his lightsaber in hand. I will place it in here. Let's put it in his right hand. It looks like that's where it's supposed to go. I'll know in a second. Yeah, yep, that was it. Okay. Boom. Darth Vader. If you want a comparison of what he looks like compared to the original Vader, there you go. Let me try to get him lined up there for you. I'll try to post some pictures that are a little bit easier to see. But yeah, there it is. There he is. Boy, is that cool. Oh, I am a fan. And I just dropped them. So there you go. There you go. That was fun. That was fun. I've been saving this so that we could open it on the show together. Here is, in case you're curious, here's Obi-Wan and Vader together. Great, great stuff. Again, you can see why. I mean, some people like the Black Series, some people like the vintage collection. I like the retro line because of that flair for them. So very well done, Hasbro. Bravo. So much fun. All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Let's go ahead and jump into our top 5. We're going to talk about your top 5 moments from LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacation. LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacation, plus, of course, as I said, the return of Star Wars trivia. All right, so I actually don't have images for this one this week. We're just going to jump into the category itself. Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation. From 2 weeks ago, you heard my interview with the creators of this, the director and the writer. It's a great special. I hope you all had a chance to watch it and to laugh because it's pretty fun. Number 5 for me is Aqua Anakin. You heard me talk about this on the interview itself. But the moment where Anakin, as a Force ghost, comes out of the water of Scarif on the beach. I think it's on Scarif. And he talks. It's a throwback to Ben Burtt creating that original Darth Vader breathing. But it's also just fun and just really just clever and smart. And we've never really seen a gag quite like this to my recollection in Star Wars. So I thought that one was great fun. Mary's number 5 is Lando's holograms on the Halcyon. Oh, that's good. I like that too. Plus, it's fun to hear Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams himself, talking on there, delivering his messages the way that he does. Blake still hasn't watched it, even though his friend broke it down for him last night. Just looking forward to everyone's top 5. I can't wait to see it on my next day off. Blake, you'll love it, man. And you can put your top 5 in the CWK Cafe once you get to that as well. Now, Mason, I know you didn't make a top 5 earlier, but if you have any you want to post up here, go ahead, buddy. This is your chance to do it. By the way, Mason starts his first day of 4th grade tomorrow. So how about some applause for that? Pretty exciting stuff. Minta's number 5. Obi-Wan said to have fun. It seems no one thinks he's capable of fun. I know. But he is. He just told me, oh, I am capable of having fun. That was my Obi-Wan Kenobi impression. Too bad Jat isn't here to rescue me from that. Jat was great, by the way. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. So cool. All right, anybody else have a number 5? We've got Mary's, we've got Minta's. I know a lot of you else are out there, so feel free to chime in unless you want me to jump into number 4, which I am certainly happy to do. And you'll excuse me if I get distracted by staring at these awesome figures, by the way. Jamie's number 5. Constant surprise reactions when hearing Obi-Wan can be fun. Yeah, that was like a nice running gag, wasn't it, that they talked about throughout the episode. I thought it was a blast. Totally fun to do. Thank you, Jamie. Let's see. I'm going to just go ahead and jump into number 4. And if anybody wants to jump in with their number 5 later, you may certainly do so. And again, it's not like it matters if you rank them or whatever. Just have some fun. Pop in some of your favorites. Number 4 for me is Weird Al's appearance. Weird Al Yankovic. We knew for a while that he was going to be in it. He wrote an original song for it. The creators had a great time recording with him. Of course, he was a total pro. I had the good fortune to meet Weird Al at Star Wars Celebration, and I'm in 2015. He's a cool guy. So seeing him be a part of Star Wars, I know he's a huge Star Wars fan, was really fun. Mary's number 4, Emperor asking Vader to put lotion on him. I mean, Mary, think about that sentence. Is that the craziest thing? It was funny. It was definitely funny. And not something we would have expected. Minta's number 4, young Ben Solo flying the Falcon, every parent's worst nightmare. You know, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, too. That was a fun part. I really enjoyed that a lot. A lot. Let's see. Anybody else have any that they want to put in there? I'm trying to stall in case you want to. Of course, whether you're watching the show with us live on Facebook, facebook.com/Coffee with Kenobi, or coffeewithkenobi.com/live, or you can watch it later on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, or on Instagram, or listen to the audio on the podcast feed. And that's where most people enjoy CWK Live. But whenever you want to join us, you can, or you can always put your comments in the CWK Cafe. In fact, I'll put a logo up for that while we're thinking about it. CWK Cafe is so much fun. It's a place to join us for a Star Wars conversation. Coffeewithkenobi.com/community. It's family friendly. It's spoiler free. And Minta puts in lots of funny Star Wars memes, which is not part of the official pitch, but we still have fun doing it, don't we? All right, I'm going to go into number 3. Whoa, that is not the right one. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. 3 is the Halcyon. Just having the Halcyon on there is really special. I mean, it's a cool part of Star Wars lore. It's very, very new. We're seeing it in books and in comics, and now in some media, some visual media. I love the Halcyon, and I'm hoping that many of you will join us next summer. Still haven't heard anything on dates yet, but I'm assuming we'll probably get dates around January, to be honest. If you look at the Galactic Star Cruiser website through Disney, you can see how far out they book. And I think around January is when we'll get a better idea. But, as soon as we know, I'll let you know. Becky and I talk pretty regularly. So as soon as she finds out too, she will let me know. But we've got some more surprises that are going to happen for this Coffee with Kenobi experience with MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. You can join me on the Galactic Star Cruiser in Walt Disney World December 2023. There's definitely some more surprises that are going to be a part of the experience that I can't wait to share with you a little bit later. All right, so number 3 for Mary is Weird Al, like I mentioned in number 4, which is terrific. Minta's number 3 is also Weird Al. It seems he fits in the Star Wars universe seamlessly. Actually, every universe. That's true. He really does. And Jamie, also number 3. We've got the trifecta here. Weird Al appreciated even more after listening to your interview and how that came all about. Oh, cool. Well, thanks, Jamie. Thanks for listening. Yeah, he's, like I'm telling you, he's a neat guy. He's a neat guy. It's cool when fans get to be a part of something that we're fans of too. And then we just have so much more in common than we do differently, which I really, really enjoy. Mason, buddy, again, if you want to put one in there, no pressure, of course, little guy, but if you want to, go right ahead. But I'm going to jump into number 2. Number 2 that I put is Ben's Flight. So Minta mentioned it earlier. Actually, a bit of a departure. I like that he stands up to this bully. I like that he taps into who he actually is. And I like Han Solo approving his son flying the Falcon so well. And things just kind of clicking for him. Even though it's fun, it's funny, it's a light episode, there are some moments of gravitas, and this, I think, is one of them. So I really like that a lot. It's really cool. Really, really well done. So, yes, Ben's Flight is my second one. Mary's second one is Anakin on the Beach. So good to hear Matt Lanter. I love on these shows how they have such a great voice cast. They get everyone to be a part of it, and it's like they're always a part of the Star Wars universe. It's quite nice. Really, really cool. Don't mind me. I'm just, even though you can't see it, I'm sending Darth Vader next to Snake Eyes. As you do. Number 2 for Jamie. Obi-Wan takes the mic to create a distraction. He comes out of his shell in the best way. Yes, he does. And the director and writer talked about how game he was, how James Arnold Taylor was, and what a great job he did. Minta's number 2 is Finn, and we haven't really talked about very much in the episode. Poor guy just wants to enjoy his vacation with his friends, but instead he hangs out with Force Ghosts and gets great advice from all of them. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Okay, well, I think that's everyone that's been posting their list, so let's go ahead and jump into number 1. Your number 1 moment from LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacation, at least my number 1 moment, is Obi-Wan's song. That whole sequence, I just was so delightful. I found myself smiling, just kind of rocking out to the tune, hearing the talents of James Arnold Taylor, just being James Arnold Taylor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, the guy doesn't miss a beat. He can't. It's like, what can't he do? He's just such a pro. Such a pro. Mary's number 1 is similar to mine, Obi-Wan. Yeah, he's great. He's great in it. Thank you. That's me, again, voicing Obi-Wan Kenobi. If anyone here, see, that's one thing that's unfortunate about CWK Live is we can't just sort of, I wish I could do, there was a thing where you could do like voice memos or MP3s where you could record yourself. That would be fun. That would be fun to do, something like that. I guess you can do that on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, I started something a couple of weeks ago. It's for super followers on the Coffee with Kenobi Twitter feed. And it's like, there's like a small fee. I think it's like $2.99 a month or something like that. But you're able to have even more in-depth conversations. And I will post things there that before I post them or share them here on Facebook or anywhere else. Get some inside information for you. I'm not going to reveal any secrets. I'm certainly not that kind of a person. But when it comes to Coffee with Kenobi and upcoming guests and immediate reactions, maybe spoiler reactions, which I normally save for a while, we can certainly do that if you are a super follower on Twitter. So certainly consider that if you want to. Minta's number 1. Kenobi songs you can't beat. James Arnold Taylor voicing our favorite Jedi and singing absolutely amen to that. Jamie's number 1. Vader and the Emperor competing in the beach games. I think Palpatine might be my favorite Star Wars Lego character. Just hilarious. I think that's a pretty good choice. He's funny in it, and they do a great job with him. They really do. Just a great job. And I'm not sure who is the voice of the Emperor in this. Does anybody catch that? I'm not sure. Well, next week, and again, if you happen to want to pop in, go ahead and do so. But next week for live, we're basically 1 week short, so we may combine 2 episodes of this, but we need to really look at Light and Magic. Now, it's a lot more heavy, a lot more in-depth than some of the other things we look at, and they're longer. They're about an hour long, so it's going to be a little more homework for you. But how much fun are these episodes? They're terrific. Top 5 moments from Light and Magic, Gang of Outsiders, which is the first episode. It's all about the creation of initially of ILM and Star Wars, and it's terrific. So terrific. If you were listening to Coffee with Kenobi this week, the regular show, then you heard my interview with Jean Bolte, she worked on a lot of epic things, including Yoda, and Attack of the Clones, The Incredible Hulk, and Thor Ragnarok. There you can see her working on Sebulba. She's quite great. So she's a really fun person. I really enjoyed speaking with her. I really want to thank ILM again for setting that up. That was terrific. Blake says Light and Magic is a masterpiece of a docuseries. It really is. That's why we really got to dive into this thing on Coffee with Kenobi CWK Live. Mary says, yes, such a great series. Learned so much more about their history. I did too. But now, something that we haven't done in a while. We're going to look at Star Wars trivia. Who is ready to play Star Wars trivia? I'm ready. Are you ready? Minta says she's got to catch up. Well, this is the perfect time. Minta will watch it together as a community. What a great community we have, by the way. All right. So here we go. It's time for the first question. You remember how this works. It's been a while, but this is how it works. Mary's raising her hand. You don't look in it up. Don't Google anything. Don't look at any resource books. Just go with your gut. Do what your heart tells you. The first question is, who is the first clone commander shown getting the order from Darth Sidious to massacre the Jedi? Who is the first clone commander shown getting the order from Darth Sidious to massacre the Jedi? I will give you a moment to think that over. That sound effect doesn't really apply, but I'm recording CWK Pro Over later with Corey and Tom, so I'm just practicing. Minta says it's Cody. Mary weighs in and says it's Cody as well. Feel free to weigh in or to agree with Mary and Minta or to look at another clone. Again, the question is, who is the first clone commander shown getting the order from Darth Sidious to massacre the Jedi? Mason is here. Mason says, Cody? Question mark, question mark. Several exclamation points. Okay. Blake says, don't know his name, but the one on Kashyyyk. We've got another option. So we've got the one from Kashyyyk, which I would accept if that was the answer. And then we've got a couple of people who are saying Cody. Anybody else want to weigh in? Jamie, do you have a guess, buddy? There must be some other people watching that just haven't typed in, which is totally fine. You're welcome to just observe and enjoy the show that way. We think that's great. Jamie's going to jump on the bandwagon and say Cody. The answer is Commander Cody. So congratulations to those of you who said Commander Cody. Come on, birthday boy. You got this. Okay. Here's the next question. Which overconfident Jedi tells Darth Sidious that the oppression of the Sith will never return? Which overconfident Jedi tells Darth Sidious that the oppression of the Sith will never return? I'll read that one time correctly. Again. Which overconfident Jedi tells Darth Sidious that the oppression of the Jedi will never return? Well. Those are bold words, aren't they? They are bold words. What do you think? Jamie, first answer here says Mace Windu. So does Mason. And so does Mary. Okay. Those are all good guesses. Blake says Mace Windu, I don't remember, but that sounds like him. I think the clue here is it says what overconfident Jedi, although there's a couple of choices, I suppose. Minta says Mace Windu. Yes, you're all correct. It is, in fact, Mace Windu. Good job. Mace Windu is the one. Mason, what's your question, pal? Are you waiting for the answer? Here's the next question. Oh, that one's too easy. I'm not going to ask you that one. Who steps on a twig, giving away the planned ambush of scout troopers on Endor? Who steps on a twig, giving away the planned ambush of scout troopers on Endor? Sorry, the Grand Inquisitor fell down. His cape is actually a little bit longer than his feet. So I'm going to have to figure out how to make him stand. Blake says Han. Mary says Han. Minta says Han. Any other guesses? Han/Han Solo. Han Solo. Mason says Han. Duh. So that seems like a rather confident answer, I guess. Who else? Jamie says Chewbacca. Okay. Very good. Very good. Anybody else? Yeah, I'm going to do that later. So the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer is Han Solo. Han Solo does it. Although Chewbacca is right by him when he does it, but it is Han Solo. Here's a question that's a tough one. What city do visitors enter through hydrostatic force field membranes? Not making this up. Which city, easy for me to say, which city do visitors enter through hydrostatic force field membranes? Think about that for a little bit, if you will. Mary says Gungan City. Mason says Gungan City. Okay. Any other guesses? Any other guesses there? Minta says Gungan City as well. Blake says that. I think I chimed in for you. Jamie, what do you think, pal? Which city do visitors enter through hydrostatic force field membranes? I'm just going to tell you, you're all right, but none of you have the correct official name. And it is said in the movie. What is the name of the Gungan city? I think it's said in the movie. I know it's in all the books and all the literature. What's the name of the city? It's 2 words. 2 words. It's not Gungan City. Any guesses? I wish I could give you a hint. Jamie's not sure of the name of the city. Neither is Mary. Blake says Jar Jar City. Not only is that correct, but you win $1 million. Good job, Blake. No, it's not correct at all. But kudos for originality. But I have a feeling, because you're being silly, that Mason's going to come up with some crazy answer too. It's very possible. It's very possible. We'll see. Does everybody want the answer? Mason, I'll give you one chance to guess. I'm going to give you all credit for Gungan City because I think that counts. So you all get credit for that. Congratulations. Bravo. The official name is Uto Gunga, O-T-O-H, first word. Second is Gunga, G-U-N-G-A. So Uto Gunga is the name of the city where visitors enter through a hydrostatic force field membrane. Oh, Mason says Mad Eye Moody Island. If Brian was here, he would really appreciate that. Okay. Oh, here's one. Rolls right off the tongue. Yeah, right? Well said. Oh, now you know what? I'm going to read that again. Rolls right off the tongue. That was definitely a rim shot. Jamie, good job. Next question. Who decides in the middle of the Aegean Ocean arena fracas to perform some droid repairs? Who decides in the middle of the Aegean Ocean arena fracas, or just skirmish, I don't know why they put fracas, that's kind of a tricky word, to perform some droid repairs? Who decides in the middle of the Aegean Ocean arena during the craziness to perform some droid repairs? Minta has weighed in already, and she says R2-D2. Does anyone else have a guess for this one? Blake says 3PO. He was all backwards. Oh, that's true. Let's see. Mason says someone. You might have to be a little more specific than that, pal. Mary said, which is on right now on TNT? Oh, well, there you go. R2D2 himself. Okay. You'll be happy to know that I got the Inquisitor to stand. I know you were very concerned about that, everyone. So we got Minta says R2. Blake says 3PO. Mason says someone. Jamie says R2. And Mary says R2. The correct answer is R2D2. If you had R2D2, you were correct. We'll do a couple more. Who notes fear will keep the local systems in line? Who notes that fear will keep the local systems in line? Mary says that scene is just finishing up. So funny. Who notes fear will keep the local systems in line? I haven't watched episode 2 in a while. It's one of our favorites. Mace, we need to watch that sometime, buddy. Who notes fear will keep the local systems in line? Blake says the guy Vader choked. That's one guess. I just got an update that Ian Happ has hit his second home run of the game. I know you're all excited. So Blake says the guy Vader choked is the person who notes fear will keep the local systems in line. Anybody else want to guess? It's so good to be back on live, by the way. Jamie says Tarkin. Mary says Tarkin with one of these things. Okay, so we've got the guy Vader choked. We've got Tarkin. We've got Tarkin. Blake says or Tarkin. I'm cheating and doing two guesses. Minta says Tarkin. It's not cheating. You're the birthday boy. You get two guesses. That's the rules for being the birthday boy on CWK Live. Mason says Tarkin. You're all correct. It is Grand Moff Tarkin. Let's do one more question. Ooh. What are the color designations? This is a good one to end on. I would really have to think about this. Here we go. What are the color designations of the 4 Rebel fighter squadrons in the second Death Star battle? You know, like Luke is Red 5, that kind of thing, in the original Death Star battle. But what are the color designations of the 4 Rebel fighter squadrons in the second Death Star battle? That is a terrific question. Blake says gold, red, blue, and yellow. Okay. Good guess, Blake. What are the 4 color designations of the 4 Rebel fighter squadrons in the second Death Star battle? Minta also says red, gold, blue, and yellow, but in a different order. Okay. Anybody else? We know there are 4. You're going to have to be very specific. I will say yellow is not an option, but there might be another way to say the word yellow. Mason says red, blue, yellow, and gold, question mark. Okay. Okay. So far, I will say, and I think I would have gotten this wrong too. I think Mary, you're the only one who hasn't jumped in. Blake says yellowish. Yellowish. There you go. Nope. Mary says red, gold, and blue. Okay. Okay. You're missing one. James says, I feel like I remember the first battle much more. I do too. I'm going to tell you right now that red is an option and gold is an option. If you had red and gold, you are half right. There are 2 other colors that no one has mentioned yet. I need to get that Jeopardy theme. But instead I've got this, which really doesn't do the same thing now, does it? So we know that red and gold are correct, but there are 2 other colors. I can tell you the answer, but I'll also give you another second to kind of think it over. What are the color designations of the 4 Rebel fighter squadrons in the second Death Star battle? These are really good questions. Now, if I can only remember which box I got them out of. Mary says orange. That's a good guess. That is a good guess. Anybody else? I think I'm just going to tell you. I will say it is not orange. They are. Here we go. Red, gray, green and gold. So there you go. Red, gray, green, and gold. I remember seeing green later. I think that was A-Wing pilots, perhaps? I think so. I think that maybe that was why I threw us off. But yeah, it's red, gray, green, and gold. I think if you gave me 10 guesses, I would have never said gray. I don't remember anyone saying gray leader. Although, I don't know. Do you remember? Does anyone remember that gray leader? I don't know. Sorry, while I'm sitting here, I'm noticing things I could fix on my collection. So there you go, everyone. Nice job. It was sure fun to be back. Gray feels like the absence of color. I agree. Blake says, I just learned some essential original trilogy trivia. I keep thinking in New Hope colors. Me too. I think that's an honest thing to do. All right, so there you go. Nice job, everyone. A round of applause for all of you. Mary says, that was a good question. I don't remember that at all. I don't. It's hard to stump all of you. So I feel like I accomplished something making you think. So that's great. All right, well, I think now it is time to jump into Ask Dan Z. Here we go, Ask Dan Z time. Boy, this is actually one of the longer CWK lives we've had in a while, which is great. I missed talking with you all last week, so it's great to have this conversation. We did some unboxings. We talked about Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation, and then we had a great round of Star Wars trivia. So next week, when you're getting ready for Star Wars, for CWK Live, and as you watch the first episode of Light and Magic, bring a friend. Bring somebody from your family and encourage them to come along for the ride. It's great. The more people we have, the more we can build up this amazing community. I truly believe we have the best Star Wars community out there. I'm biased because I get to be friends with all of you, but it's fun. There will be a lot of fun announcements coming up in the next couple of weeks on Coffee with Kenobi too, so be on the lookout for that. Are your students anxious to get into Star Wars? Mary, I was just talking about this with Deanna, but I've been in school with my students for a couple of days. And whenever Star Wars comes up or we give examples of things, they just look at me like with this wide-eyed excitement, like, is this when the Star Wars teacher is going to talk about Star Wars? And I actually have goosebumps now because it's just a great feeling. I'm glad that they're getting excited about stories, about storytelling mythology. I love talking about it. I talk about it at a lot of the celebrations, but it's fun to show them how connected things are in cultures. I love doing it. So thanks for asking. Blake says, I started collecting other Funkos and figures like anime, Star Trek, Godzilla. What will be other genres of collectibles you would add to your collection? Well, Blake, if you've been on CWK Pour Over this week, I talk about it a lot, but I am going crazy for these guys, for G.I. Joes. So I've been buying the Super 7 G.I. Joes. I'm even opening them. I love them. They're great. This is actually San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that our friends from Legal Geeks sent over, which was super nice. Thank you again for that. So yeah, G.I. Joe, man, all the way. Lots of fun stuff. I always liked that series when I was a kid. Comics, the cartoons, all that. And Blake, did you post like an anime picture for your background or something like that? I feel like that's true. So yeah, I got a lot of collectibles out there. Did you decide to get the Hasbro Lab G.I. Joe Cobra His Tank? I did not. It's $300. It's huge. I mean, it's really cool looking, but I decided not to do it. I think I'm going to save my money for other things, but it was very hard to resist, Mary. It was very, very hard to resist. But I did it, and I'm glad that I did. Lots of fun stuff. Thank you again, everybody, for joining me on CWK Live. This is one of the better shows we've had in a while, and it's because of all of you, so thank you so much for joining me. Again, remember, speaking of joining me with myself, Emmy Iron Mouse Fan Travel and Becky Mencken, you can join us on the Galactic Star Cruiser in Walt Disney World the summer of 2023. I'm thinking it'll be a while before we get dates, but I just want to keep throwing it out there so you can be reminded to save your pennies. Meantime, may the Force be with you. Mary, have a great week. By the way, the Star Cruiser means you get to go to Galaxy's Edge with me too, by the way. So just keeping that in mind. Don't forget that next week, let me put that up here again for you. Next week, Top 5 moments from Light and Magic, Gang of Outsiders. That is the first episode in Light and Magic. Blake says, love my CWK family. You're all the best and are a huge part of keeping my Star Wars fire burning. Well, Blake, thank you, my friend. That is so cool of you to say. And a very, very happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me this week. I'm going to be joined by, speaking of Becky Mencken is going to come on the show. and share some great tips about the Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge on the Disney Wish. It's going to be even more in depth than we've done before. Really looking forward to it, and really looking forward to having you join me. So thank you again, everybody. Have a good week. We will see you in a couple of days on Coffee with Kenobi. Remember, this is the podcast you're looking for. See you next time.